Good morning. This is our class 7 on unit 4 magnetic properties of solids. Today we will discuss about coercivity and hysteresis. Now first the definition. Coercivity is a magnetic field Hc required to reduce the magnetization or the induction B to 0. The value of coercivity ranges over several orders of magnitude and it is the most sensitive property of ferromagnetic material which is subject to control. Okay, that we all know. Then here they have given the value of coercivity in various materials. That is, the value of coercivity is about 600 Gauss in the case of loudspeaker permanent magnet, and it is about 10,000 Gauss in the case of special high stability magnet. It is about zero point 0.5 Gauss in the case of commercial power transformer, and it is about 0.002 Gauss in the case of pulse transformer. So they have given the various values of coercivity in various equipments. Okay. Now, usually materials with low value of coercivity is preferred for use in transformers. Why? Because they offer low hysteresis loss per cycle of operation. And the materials with low value of coercivity are called soft, and the materials with high value of coercivity are called hard. Now, suppose that the material that we are using is having high impurity content and high internal strain. Then we have to reduce that impurity content and internal strain. And one method that is used for this is annealing or slow cooling. So once you use this process, then the impurity content and internal strain in the material will be reduced. As a result, coercivity become less and the hysteresis loss per cycle of operation also will decrease. And such materials are preferred for application purposes. Now, amorphous ferromatic alloys have low value of coercivity, low hysteresis loss and high permeability. Alloys that contain a precipitated phase will have high coercivity, and one such example is Alnico V. So we have said that soft materials are those materials with low value of coercivity, that is they are having a low hysteresis loss per cycle of operation. Okay, and they are widely used in transformers. Another use is that they are used to concentrate and shape magnetic flux as in motors, generators, transformers and sensors. Some examples of soft materials are given: electrical seals, then various alloys of iron, cobalt, manganese, then permalloys, etc. Nowadays, metallic glass or met glass is one of the most widely used soft material, or the material that offers low hysteresis loss per cycle of operation, and they have dominated the widely used silicon steel. Next, we will discuss about high coercivity materials. That is, those materials are having high value of coercivity and they offer high hysteresis loss per cycle of operation. Now, those materials are made up of very small grains or fine powders with a diameter of the order of 10 raised to minus 5 or 10 raised to minus 6 centimeter. And now these particles will form single domains which are in a high state of saturated magnetization. Okay, now one peculiarity of the single domain particles is that magnetization in it cannot be reversed. The only thing that we can do is we can rotate magnetization by applying large field, and that field that we have to apply for this purpose depends on two factors. One is on the anisotropy energy of the metal, and the other one is on the anisotropy of the shape of the particle. Now here you have to study only two sentences. One is the value of coercivity in the case of fine iron particles and elongated iron particles. It is about 500 Gauss, and then write this sentence. That is, rare earth metals in alloys with manganese, iron, cobalt and nickel have very large crystal anisotropies and correspondingly large coercivities. Okay, this and all you can skip. These are just examples, no need of mentioning that. Now we'll discuss about single domain particle. Here you will get a question like write a note on single domain particle. For that you have to write this sentence first. The dominant industrial and commercial application of ferromagnetism are in magnetic recording devices where magnetic material is in the form of single domain particles or regions. Then write this sentence. The magnetic recording device or memories typically are in the form of hard disk in computers and tape cassettes in video and audio recorders. Then after that you have to mention this paragraph, this one. Okay. That is the definition of a single domain particle. It is a fine particle, usually elongated, that has its magnetic moment directed toward one end or the other end of the particle, and its orientation is labeled as either north or south or plus or minus. In case of digital recording, it is mentioned as 0 or 1. To have digital properties of a ferromagnetic particle, a ferromagnetic particle should be fine enough about this dimension so that only one domain is within the particle. So this paragraph you have to write. And from here, if the particle is elongated, then there will be only two values of magnetic moment of single domain. Then the first successful recording material is iron oxide. So up to this much you can write. Okay, rest you can skip, no need of mentioning those values. Then the last one, effective elongation can be attained with spheres by making a chain. That is how effective elongation is achieved, like a string of beads. An ensemble of such chains, that is a collection of such chains or of elongated single domain particles, is said to exhibit superparamagnetism. Okay, note this. If the magnetic moment of the unit is constant, so that they will exhibit superparamagnetism only if magnetic moment of a unit is constant. If mu is the magnetic moment in a magnetic field B, then the net magnetization will follow Curie-Brillouin-Langevin law if the particles are embedded in the liquid, so that they are each of them are free to rotate as a whole. If the particle is in the frozen form, then there will be a remnant magnetization even after the removal of the applied field. Okay, so here they are mentioning about how effective elongation can be achieved. It can be achieved by making it all the spheres in the form of a chain or just like a string of beads. Now a collection of such chains will exhibit superparamagnetism only if magnetic moment of the unit is constant. Now if mu is a magnetic moment in a magnetic field B, then the net magnetization of the ensemble will follow Curie-Brillouin-Langevin law, provided the particles are embedded in a liquid. If it is embedded in a liquid, then each of which will be free to rotate as a whole. On the other hand, if it is frozen, then the remnant magnetization will be there even after you remove the applied field. So this paragraph also you can mention. Okay, this is enough for today. Thank you.